Our top focus at this point of time. The Sena versus Sena row reached the apex court today. Now, the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court observed that this issue was a tough constitutional matter to decide. Now, Thackeray faction sought reconsideration of Nabam Rebia decision by contending that it allows defecting MLAs to stall disqualification proceedings against them by simply sending a notice seeking the speaker's removal. The 2016 Nabam Rebia versus Deputy Speaker judgment was that a speaker cannot initiate disqualification proceedings when a resolution seeking his removal is already pending. On the other hand, the Shinde faction, however, opposed the need to reconsider Nabam Rebia by arguing that the issue was becoming an academic and argued that a speaker cannot be allowed to disqualify MLAs when he himself is facing a resolution for removal. Now, while hearing the matter, the bench commented that both the views regarding Nabam Rebia have serious consequences and hence it was a tough question to decide. My colleague Harish is joining us on the phone line to bring us details on this story. Harish, we are getting to know at this point of time that the Sena versus Sena row has reached the Supreme Court today, and the constitutional bench of the Supreme Court has simply observed the fact that this issue was a tough constitutional matter to decide. One side, the Thackeray faction sought the reconsideration of Nabam Rebia decision by contending that it allows defecting MLAs to stall the disqualification proceedings against them. Now, what are the details that you're gathering on this?
Yes, in fact, this is the second day of hearing before a five-judge constitution bench headed by Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud. And tomorrow, while rising today, the bench has said that tomorrow, after an hour's hearing, the bench will be reserving its judgment on the point of demand from the prayer from the Uddhav Thackeray side, represented by Kapil Sibal, that Nabam Rebia judgment, which is the core to this case, requires to be reviewed by a larger 7 or 9 judge bench, because the judgment in Nabam Rebia was delivered by a 5-judge bench. Remember, in the Nabam Rebia judgment, as you rightly said, Supreme Court had held it was constitutionally impermissible for a speaker to adjudicate on disqualification petitions while a notice of resolution for his own removal was pending. But Harish Salve, who had represented the Eknath Shinde faction, said there is no need of the reference because he said that Sibal had argued that anti-defection law has failed to stop defections. I would like to say that no law can fill the void left by morality. Remember, it's an anti-defection law, not an anti-dissent law. Attempt is being made to convert into an anti-dissent law. Anti-defection law is not a weapon for a leader who lost faith in his MLAs to hang on. There is something called political morality. Courts should stay away from all this. These are very complex questions. So Harish Salve went on to say that it's not an issue of defection, and Uddhav Thackeray, in fact, had lost the confidence of majority of the Sena MLAs, that is around 38 out of 55 have gone against him. So this is not a question of anti-defection law. So Nabam Rebia does not come into the scene. Remember, there is another lawyer for Eknath Shinde, and Neeraj Kishan Kaul also argued that internal dissent within a party is the essence of democracy. Merely because there is a struggle to remove leader of the party doesn't mean that it is under the 10th schedule. But D.Y. Chandrachud, who is heading the bench, remarked that both sides have been citing Nabam Rebia judgment when it suited them. So therefore, it's a very complex issue which might require reference to a larger bench. And when in a very significant observation, Supreme Court bench said that we will not say that Nabam Rebia is wrong, but perhaps it needs some tweaking or some tightening. So tomorrow morning, after an hour's hearing, Supreme Court is expected to deliver its judgment on whether it will refer Nabam Rebia judgment to a larger 7 or 9 judge bench. So tomorrow's hearing is very important in this regard.